Hey everyone, this is Wade from FishfinderMounts.com, and I want to show people how to do our, when you get our kits, our power kits, how to put the wiring set together with your fish finder, how to hook everything up. Sometimes, not everybody's super confident with doing that kind of job or work, so this is more for those people that just sort of need the extra helping hand to see how it's done. It's always easier to watch a video really than it is to follow sort of an instruction sheet or manual or what have you. It's just easy to see someone do it and copy them, right? So that's what I'm going to do. This is our 5 amp hour battery box right here. This is our most popular kit of all of the ones that we sell in it. I've already taken the screws out of it. When you get it, it's going to be together like this. There'll probably be a hole in it too, depending on which kit you're buying. This is like a pontoon kit, wouldn't have a hole in here. But for the boat mount kits and the kayak kits, it does. Sometimes there'll be holes down below here, depending on what boat style kit. We categorize our kits by what kind of boats they're ultimately going on. So if you look at our website, it's boat kits, kayak mounts, or boat mounts, or flow tube mounts, or pontoon mounts. So they'll come in different configurations of different things going on with them a little bit. But ultimately, this is still reflective of what you'll get. These screws will be embedded, it'll be wrapped up. We've been doing this for quite some time now, so I don't anticipate us changing this, and this cable will be in there as well. This cable here, and all these cables, by the way, I'm going to show you guys, are available for on FishfinderMounts.com. FishfinderMounts.com. We are making all fish finders portable. You can also call us at 1-855-784-3474 to get these too, if you want to do it over the phone. So this is our battery power cable plug right here, and then you're going to get a package. When you buy one of our power kits, you're going to get a package of cabling. There'll be some screws in here and stuff as well, but for the demonstration, this is very, very close to what it'll look like. There's some extra cable or connectors in here as well, in case yours wears out for some reason over time. Maybe things aren't working out quite right, or you didn't do a great crimping job or whatever. You have some more connectors, actually the connectors like this guy here you see here, that you can re-crimp your cable. And I want to show you, when I say re-crimp or redo your cable or whatever, usually what that'll involve, and you've got, this is an old Garmin Echo 300 cable assembly. I've got a cable tied up here, and there's the transducer plug, and this being the power plug. These go into the fish finder, what you see here in terms of the Garmin Echo series. But this and here, of course, for the transducer, this cable goes to the transducer. The transducer cable, you're not going to touch that. But for the power plug, in this case, they have a red end here. The other end will come like this. You'll see it like this. And sometimes you'll have like gray and like a brown wire, and sometimes a white wire and yellow wire, whatever. When you're using our stuff, you're using a 12-volt DC current battery. You don't need anything other than just the red and black. And if you want to put a fuse in line, you can do that on the power. The red cable side, the positive lead, if you will. Garmin, in their newer units, they include it in there already, assembled for you to some extent. So when you get our stuff, you're going to have your fish finder. It's going to come like this in terms of the cabling side. Our stuff's going to come like this. You disassemble the battery, the system a little bit, and boom, you reveal the battery here, because you're going to actually put maybe a swivel plate on here or whatever it's going to be, and then reassemble it back together. So that's done. You don't need to do that anymore. But what we want to do is we want to get the mating plug, right? So you have a power plug already from us. It's already come wrapped up like this. It's sticking out of the battery box when you got it from us. You need to get the same mating plug, and you can see this plug here has these red tubes, and you can see inside of them, they're hollow, if you will. People call them butt splices and different terms, so that's what I'm going to call them in this video, is a butt splice connector. And this plug on this side, however, once you can plug these two together, and once you plug you're essentially turning your fish finder into the mating plug, your fish finder power cabling into the mating plug that goes with our power system here. Let me just quickly, if the camera keeps focused here, get this guy together. So we're going to take this guy, and by the way, I want to show you this the strip operation. Get yourself a good pair of strippers, wire strippers. I'm just going to strip a little bit off here. You can see the gauge measurements here. If the camera's picking up these details, we want to be close in on this. All the different gauges are here. I've done this for so long. I've been in electronics manufacturing for many, many years. I kind of just eye it up and I know. And I also, I don't always just keep holding it down and stripping it off. What I like to do is cut and then kind of loosen it a little bit and then push it off. I don't want to keep scoring in. If this is too tight, I might keep scoring the wire as I'm ripping or pulling the jacketing off, as I just showed you there. So create yourself a little room. If this will already be done when you get your fish finder. So when you get your first crack at it, hopefully you do it the first time. You won't need to do what I just showed you there. But if you don't do it the first time, you may be cutting these tubes off. Like you see, we got an extra couple of connectors here. So if you need a second crack at it, usually what will happen is if you don't crimp these things up properly together, red to red, black to black, all the wires stripped and crimped properly, you're not going to have continuity, what they call continuity through the wire system. And so you're not going to get power. And so if everything goes together and you go to power it up and it doesn't power up, it's quite likely that the problem has occurred in your crimping job. So you maybe cut these guys off, just cut them off, strip the wire as I just showed you here, same concept, strip it apart, take the jacketing off, expose the bare wire there, and then re-crimp on this side, and then now we're going to do this operation. So I've explained what's going on. Let's do here. I'm going to do a stripping job here, where I'm just going to strip these guys here. You don't need a ton of wire exposed. You can see, just by eyeing things up, that's going to be enough. And again, if you look inside this tube, this part that's kind of a little bit bulged out is just plastic, but then you go a little bit further down and that's metal. There's a metal tube in there, and that's what's creating the contact ultimately once you put everything together. So we're going red to red, black to black. You need, again, as I said before, and I kind of inferred to this or implied to this before, you do not need any other cables in your assembly. They're just used for networking or something that you do not need. If you're using our mounts, our portable mounts, you're not networking your fish finder with other fish finders and all that. You can just trim those out of the way, those extra wires, or tape them back or whatever you wish. Just get them out of your way. You just need the red and black. And you want to take the braided wire, which if you don't have it, you can kind of make a mess of it. But you want to take this guy, if it hasn't already been done by the manufacturer. I think Garmin even tins its wire, and what that means, tinning, is it means they've put a bead of solder on the wire so it doesn't, it's actually a solid kind of, it doesn't have these fibers there, that you have to manage. It's all kind of coalesced in solder. So we're going to take this guy and we're twisting these guys up so that it's it's nice and firm and solid and easy to deal with. It's good practice. And we're going to take the red to the red, right? Red to red. It's visually intuitive, if you will. And we're going to take these guys. I'm trying to do everything without getting my hands in the way for the sake of this video. Which I'm not used to doing, so I'm trying to keep things together. I hope the video can maybe come over top, video camera, please. I want to do a nice job here. It looks like I've kind of spoiled some of the fibers. Red to red, right guys? So there we go. to take this guy, and you're going to want to observe the form factor of your crimpers to make sure that you're crimping on the right side. So I've got a good crimp there, and you'll see by tugging it that you don't have to rip it, just tug it. You got a good solid connection there. And if you have a multimeter, usually multimeters have a continuity check on them. So here it is again, guys, black to black, black to black, red to red, black to black. I know a lot of you know this already and you're like, oh my goodness, Wade. But truthfully, there's a lot of guys that don't know this or don't understand, or they're a bit fearful of doing this, and this is for them. This is helping. And if the camera can come to this side here, on this side of the jaw, yeah, I want to see when I squish it down closely how that looks and works. So now you got the black one in there, and that's in there nice too. So you have what I was saying before. I probably should have just put this together and showed you then, if the camera backs off a little bit. You've got your battery power box there. This is the 5 amp hour again. Not that that really matters. And you've got now these 2 plugs. You know, these come with covers. And when you're ready to charge, we'll start with the fish finder. So when you're ready to power up your fish finder, all you need to do now is plug these 2 cables in. And this is like, there is no fish finder here right now. I don't have the Garmin Echo fish finder here. Well, let's see here. Maybe we can get away with doing the this guy here, the Garmin Striker 4DB. See if the power arrangement's the same. I have the luxury of doing this because I have lots and lots of fish finders. So there you go, the power's coming on. So you can see now we've just created the power connection. And now from now on it'll just be plug and play. So you see the fish finder on, plug and play. We can unplug it and boom, the fish finder's off, right? So now you know successfully, without even having a multimeter or anything, you can check by just trying to power your fish finder up. Did I do the wiring job well enough? And we have indeed determined, let's just show that one more time. We've made this power plug red to red. That's red wire to red wire. That's positive. Black wire to black wire. And we've made it into this plug. And we can plug it in, as you can see here. And then what's the result? The fish finder comes on, as you can see, the Garmin Striker 4DB. So we'll just take that apart. And what we're going to do next is we're going to teach you or show you guys the charging aspect. And maybe if the camera wants to sit down again, we're getting close to being done here. So the question is, okay, Wade, that's nice. I use my fish finder and all that. Now I need to charge it. How do you charge this thing? Now, if you don't have our charger, you have your own charger, say, our charger actually comes with the same plug right here. Maybe the camera can back away over there. So I can demonstrate this maybe in a better fashion there, right there. Yeah, that's fine. So here we have our charger. It has the same plug right here. So you've unplugged your fish finder, as we just did there, put it away, put it aside, and you're going to charge your battery. So we just take your plug, and lo and behold, the charging indicator just came on, the orange light, and when it's done charging, it should go green. There's other indicators. You can always read the manual when you get the charger from us. The manual will tell you what these lights can, if they're flashing or whatever they may be. It'll tell you what those indications mean. So keep the charger manual or scan it or something. I like to scan my manuals. So we've shown the whole wiring ecosystem that we have. It's not that complicated, it's pretty basic, but now you can see very clearly how it's all put together. That takes care of our charger part of it, essentially, and I want to show you, if you don't have our charger and your charger doesn't have that plug, that's okay. You want to use a charger that's built for like motorcycle batteries and similar, and there'll be one more cable that looks like this. These are called ring tongue connectors. One's, again, you're positive and one's you're negative. And all of these chargers actually typically come with a set of alligator clips. All these chargers here that I was showing you typically come with alligator clips, right? If they don't have the same plug, never fret, because this cable here, it's already pre-assembled for you. You don't need to do anything with this at all. You can just plug this guy in, just like so. And I would recommend, guys, get your alligator clips. Keep these. You never want to get things touching together. You don't want to short your battery. Stay away from doing that. And that's why one is actually longer than the other. And we're trying to create an intrinsically safe system here, so that intrinsically meaning integrated right into it, where it can't short itself just by nature of its physical properties. This is offset so that one thing that's like one alligator clip, if you will, is way up here, and the other one is way down here. And so then by nature or by physical property, again, it's hard for them to actually touch and actually ultimately short the battery and maybe create a nasty little electrical fire. We wouldn't want that, would we? So that's what this cable is for. Is if you don't have our charger and you don't have that same exact plug as you see here, maybe you have the same plug but it's even backwards. It's an inverse or reverse polarity from what our systems are set up to work with these chargers. So I wanted to demonstrate the alligator clip concept. If you don't have our charger, it doesn't have the exact same plug like our charger does, is this coming out of the battery box. You're going to take, as I was saying, you take this ring tongue cable that was in this bag here, and you're going to plug that guy in. Now you have the capability to charge with a set of alligator clips that basically these come with all these aftermarket chargers, even like the really cheaper manual ones. You can get some really small clips too. These ones are a little larger. Now we can plug this guy together, and the main thing is, like I was saying, is do not short things, and that's why we've got one shorter than the other one, so that doesn't happen. So you can just take this guy and then just clip right to this ring tongue here, and then this guy to this guy, right? And suddenly now it's charging. So the charger sees that, okay, it's set up right and hooked up right. This is actually a pretty good charger too, in that it automatically switches, like if you have a 6-volt application or whatever, like these are 12-volt batteries, but it'll automatically sense if it's a 6-volt battery or source that you're wanting it to charge. All of our stuff is 12-volt, that's got it, everything's automatic here, is what the point is. So the other thing too is if let's say you accidentally, like you were using a similar charger, this charger shows you if you've hooked things up the wrong way around, and that's like, okay, red to black and black to red. It's going to say, oh look, it's blinking red here, and you can see a little symbol for like cable prongs, like your clips are on wrong, stop that. So oh, I have to change it, I'm the wrong way around. So this is a good little charger here that we sell that shows you kind of all the things. So again, you can just take this guy and then, of course, hook that up together. Remember, please, everybody, do not let anything short. Keep things apart. Don't let metal touch metal together like that from one cable to the other. Now you see it's charging again. So that's the way our charger works. I'd encourage you to get a similar charger, like something at least automatic or intelligent, float maintenance type style charger. Those are all terms that they'll use in the charging industry. I coincidentally worked in a battery testing, analyzing, and charging sort of company for many, many years. And so I know about how all this works. So we'll just take these guys off here and just do a quick summary here. You got your battery box. It already has the plug coming out of it when you buy it from us. All you need to do is deal with, as I was showing you earlier, you are dealing with your power plug cable that I showed you. We crimped it on. That turns your fish finder into having a plug on the end rather than just the exposed wires, so that you can easily hook it up right into our battery box, just like so. When you're done with it, you take it, and our charger has the plugs, but if you needed to, you could just do what I showed you. Use this cable, so you'll be able to do it that way. And if you have our charger, well, it's the simplest of all, or a charger with the same polarity and same plug. You just plug it in, and suddenly you'll see your charger light up saying charging. And I would encourage everybody, leave your system on our charger. When you're not using it, leave it on here. You can leave your battery on here perpetually. And this is an intelligent charger. It will float charge your battery and keep your battery ready in good shape for the next time that you're ready to go out. These batteries have a self-discharge. All of them do. It has a self-discharge rate, so if you just leave it out in a cold garage or something, that's the worst thing for them, especially after you've drained them somewhat, or all of them. If you leave them laying around, they will self-discharge further to a state where there is no energy or voltage pretty much almost there at all. And what will happen is they'll sulfate. And when they sulfate, the electrode plates inside, they get coated, they're sulfated, that's called sulfation. They get coated and they can no longer accept the exchange of electrons any longer. And so you can no longer charge them, they're basically junk. Sometimes you can get lucky and you can plug it on and off a charger a few times and you can break up if you have a good charger like this one. Sometimes it will be able to, by reverse in this float maintenance charge, there'll be a reverse pulse charge where it'll go positive, negative, it'll revolve or reverse around the different, like it'll push a negative and then a positive charge into the battery, and that can break up the sulfation. That's why they do that. That's why they have these tricky little fancy little algorithms in some of these chargers, and it can actually, of course, stir up, break up the muck or the sulfation that's occurred. So sometimes you can actually restore your battery to some extent, or all, but usually it will be some. You will have damaged it to some extent. You won't break all the sulfation away, in my opinion, from what I've experienced. So this is Wade from fishfindermounts.com. I am showing you guys how to hook up our wiring cabling system here when you get our powered kits, our 2.9 amp hour, our 5 amp hour, and 10 amp hour fish finder mounting kits. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is Wade, as I said, from fishfindermounts.com. You can call us at 1-855-784-3474 or email us at sales@flowtubefanatics. Check out our website, www.fishfindermounts.com. We are truly making all fish finders portable.